No, it's not just 75 now. We're good.
Hey, this is Joe Weimer letting you know that nobody rocks on harder than Danny Coleman.
Weimer. I think she still loves me.
I just edited that this week. I cracked up because I remember we did like 12 takes because she just could not get. She didn't even keep a straight face in this one. I was able to edit it out.
The wonders of technology. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rock on Radio. I am your host, Danny Coleman. It is Sunday night. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are in Hightstown, New Jersey, live from COA Radio Studios. Also coming to you live on SocietyBytesRadio.com. That's BYTES, Society Bites Radio. Rock on Radio is sponsored by CPA Jody Weber, as well as actress Eileen Sullivan. O'Connor's American Bar and Grill of East Hampton, Mount Holly, New Jersey, the official caterers of the Rock on Radio Christmas Spectacular, which is set for December 22nd this year. I swear to God, people can't tell time. Hello, welcome to Rock on Radio. Who's this?
Hey, this is Jonathan Pushkar calling in.
I knew that. I had that feeling. Hello, Jonathan. How are you? Yeah. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, fantastic. So you got a new record that just dropped, huh? Gem Records?
I sure do. Straighten Up. Just came out about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Now, what are you doing down in Nashville?
Yeah, so I live here and I do sessions playing 12-string guitar mostly on some cool stuff. And I do social media marketing for musicians, actors, and entertainment personalities too. So lots of entertainment industry stuff.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Good. I didn't realize that you were down there. For some reason, I was thinking you were here in Jersey.
No, I know that Jem has a lot of connections up there in Jersey, but I'm actually a Southern boy. I'm actually originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, though. I don't want to fool you.
Yeah, it's not too south. That's west.
Yeah.
So, how'd you get involved with Gem Records?
Yeah, it's a really fascinating story, actually. So, over the summer, I pushed my first single, which, of course, was The Girl Next Door, which is the first song off the album. And it got picked up on the Rodney Bingenheimer show on Channel 21, Sirius XM on the Underground Garage. And Marty Scott, the head of Gem Records, happened to be listening that night. And some other folks did. And they kind of, all reached out to me and put together a thing. And within like 72 hours of that song playing on a Sunday night, I was Gem Records' newest and youngest signee.
Wow.
See, and what are one of the things I always say on this program, right? You never know who's listening. You never know who's in the audience. You never know. Because one of my biggest bugaboos being a musician myself is when I would do gigs, and there might only be, a dozen people or so there, either at the beginning or the end of the night. And the band kind of they let their guard down and there's nobody here. What do we? No, man, you don't know who they are. You don't know who any of those people can be. You got to play like you're in front of 20,000 people, not 12. But
yep, that's so true. I've heard about that, very scenario happening to some bands. And sometimes it's somebody that could be a manager or an opening act or something that you could be an opening act for. So you truly never know who's on the other line.
That's exactly right. Or who's sitting in that chair 20 feet away from you,
Absolutely.
Okay, so you put out this, is this an EP or a full length? Straighten Up.
It's a full length. Yes, sir.
How many tracks?
10 tracks, 9 originals and 1 cover. I paid homage to one of my favorite bands, Fountains of Wayne, with their song Hackensack, which of course was the song that came after Stacy's Mom on their big Welcome Interstate Managers album. But yeah, so 9 originals, 1 cover, and it was a lot of fun to put together.
Whoa. See that? And I don't know if I've ever heard of anybody covering the Fountains of Wayne before. Other than bar
Well,
bands
somebody
doing,
had to do it.
there you go. Doing Stacy's Mom. Because she's got it going on, Art. You know what I mean? Stacy's
She's all
Mom.
I want.
That's it. On the hood of White Snake's car. No.
Now you're flipping up songs, but also a good one.
I'm telling you. Well, that's not the same tune. That's the same song, isn't it?
No, you're thinking 1985 by Bowling for Soup.
Oh,
there.
Bowling for Soup. See, I'm not up on that genre too well. See, that's why you covered Fountains of Wayne and not me, John.
Well, we got to represent where we represent, right?
That's it. I represent decades ago. That's all I'm going to tell you.
That's
When
the truth.
dinosaurs roamed the earth. So, all right, now you got the album out. Straighten up. First of all, well, how do we find you? How do we find the album? Where can we buy it?
Sure. So it's everywhere. You can find it, of course, on Amazon. It's probably the easiest for the average person listening. But it's on my website, jonathanpushcard.com. But my name is spelled a little interestingly. It's JOHNATHAN. P as in Paul, USHKAR. jonathanpushcard.com. And then it's available everywhere else. Your local record stores can order it too. And of course, it's available everywhere digital and streaming, like Apple Music, Spotify, all of that great stuff.
There you go. See, now that you've got it out, you've got it on all the popular websites. Any plans to go on the road with this show or no?
Well, we've been playing a little bit out here in Nashville, and I actually just played in Syracuse, New York last weekend at a Beatles festival up there, which was a ton of fun. So, there's always things in motion. I'm headed back to Pennsylvania in, November and December. I'll be doing a couple shows up that way. So, there's always things in motion. Best way to keep in touch is on Facebook or Instagram with me.
Oh, okay, great. Now we have a single called Isabel. That's the one we have? Okay. We have
Isabella with an A.
Isabella.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like Queen Isabella. Aptly in time
Yeah,
for Columbus Day.
Yep.
Okay. You want to tell us about Isabella a little bit?
Absolutely, yeah. So Isabella is a real fun song, and it's one of those songs that, just got inspired to write after a night out with some friends. And I came home, and as I'm driving home, I just had the da-na-na-na-na-na-na in my head. And it's a really strange scenario. It's only happened maybe once or twice in my songwriting career, but I came home, picked up my guitar, and wrote the entire thing in about 15 minutes. Start to finish, top to bottom, all the lyrics, didn't change anything from the time I wrote it to what you're about to hear on air. So I'm super proud of it. It's a short little pop tune, and, I love it.
Great. I've been doing this show for 10 and a half years now, I guess. April was 10 years. So that's about right, about 10 and a half years. And I can't tell you how many artists have either called or come through these doors where they said that their favorite tunes are the ones that they wrote in 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Sometimes, I think you can just overthink things. And I really love, not overthinking, as obvious as that would be. It's just, I do agree with that. I love the ones that just kind of come out on their own.
Yep. Sometimes if you just let it go, it'll flow.
I like that mentality.
There you go. So, all right, what are your websites again?
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, Jonathan Pushkar. And, of course, my website is jonathanpushkar.com. JOHNATHAN. P as in Paul, USHKAR.
All right, Jonathan. All right, well, Jonathan, thank you so much for calling Rock On Radio this evening. And courtesy of our friend Maureen, that was fantastic that she hooked you up with me. I appreciate it. We're going to play that single right now, Isabella, for all your fan base.
All right, enjoy it. Here
Oh.
comes Isabella.
There you go. Thank you, Jonathan. Rock on.
Hey, thank you so much. Glad to be on. Thank
There
you so much.
go. Jonathan Pushkar here on Rock On Radio. And this is a single that he's just put out, released from his Straighten Up CD from Gem Records, released September 27th. Isabella.
He's leaving on a plane from Boston in the morning. He knew this day would come and he didn't need a warning. He's going off to school to master architecture. If he takes off tomorrow, who will protect you now? Is the time? Don't wait another day. Isabella, take my hand. What do you say? Drop him off and you head back home. For the first time in forever, you're living on your own. Just living up in Boston, sipping in your seat. You feel like you're fine, run away with me. And now is the time. Don't wait another day. Isabella, take my hand. What do you say? You have your freedom. He's got another way. But I can love you more than you did. So what do you say? So now is the time. Don't wait another day. Isabella, take my hand. What do you say? Isabella, take my hand. What do you say? Isabella, take my hand. What do you say?
Jonathan Pushkar and his song Isabella off of Straighten Up can be found on Gem Records, Amazon, all the usual suspects here on Rock On Radio, which is brought to you also by High Tech Electronics, Bridal Music, bridalmusic.org. Our friend Michelle, our good friend Michelle over at bridalmusic.org.
Strings and flute ceremony music.
That's it. She can provide that for your wedding, corporate event, whatever you need.
Your funeral.
My funeral. And there'll be a lot of tap dancing, I think, at that part. I don't know if the flute. will-
I'm thinking
Or
there'll be
the
a lot of
Thriller?
Jameson.
You're not going to be doing the Thriller?
Nobody wants to do a Thriller at my funeral. Well, they could be because they're thrilled. You never know.
Oh, no.
All right, we're on YouTube, right?
We are. And you go to coaradio.com. The YouTube link is right on your right-hand side. And you click on that and you'll see us.
You can see us.
We're
See me
there.
now. There we go. I'm looking at you. So, okay. Who else? Oh, No Not Necklace Carrier, our new sponsor of the Rock On Radio Happy Hour. So if you come to a Rock On Radio Happy Hour, at the end of the night, I give away a Rock On Radio tote bag, a Rock On Radio coffee mug, cap, a t-shirt or tank top, one of these lovely car magnets, pens, some Rock On Radio lube. What else is in that bag?
Your firstborn?
My firstborn. He won't fit. He was at the last happy hour, though.
You could have auctioned him off.
Yeah, my son was at the last happy hour.
Actually, he was at the last happy hour that I was at 2 months ago, I think.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, he was there
He
2
was there
months
that
ago.
night.
He missed a month and he came back
Mhm.
somehow.
I must have missed a month there somewhere.
My son, my daughter, my nephew, and multiple friends live within walking distance of the Nottingham Tavern.
Really?
And they rarely, if ever, show up.
Well, your son did, and that's nice.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah,
My
nice.
son did.
You're welcome.
Correct. So
But No Not Necklace
That's 'cause
website.
It was probably like an Ironman thing. He was too tired to walk.
could have been, right? You've been running 26 miles or whatever.
He ran it. Is nonotnecklace.com.
I don't,
No,
I
not
don't run to the
necklace.
mailbox and back.
When he was in high school, I couldn't get him off the couch to go to the mailbox, and it hung next to our front door.
Now look at it.
Now he's running triathlons. Go figure. Yes, no knot necklace carrier. There is a no knot necklace carrier in there. There is a set of Safety and Sound earbuds. Plus, and there's a gift card to either Wawa or Dunkin' Donuts. I packed that thing, Art.
You do.
Mhm.
And then throughout the night, I give away.
I have never won
I
it.
give away smaller
I have,
prizes.
I have witnessed.
But you have everything.
That's right. Everything you ever need. Right here.
Almost.
There you go. The next one is November 7th. Edith Beach is the name of the band
I
that
saw
will be
that.
there. My friend Mark on the cajon, the keyboard player, and our buddy Doug is coming, making a return to reunite with Mark for the first time in quite a while
And who's
to
Edith?
play bass guitar.
Who's Edith?
Edith
Is
Newface.
Edith coming?
Edith Newface.
Archie.
Is Edith gonna be there?
Well, that's Anita Newface. Sorry.
Eat a peach.
Edith Beach. That's right. Like the Allman Brothers record. Eat a Peach. So
Didn't they play at your happy hour recently?
yeah, back in February,
Yeah,
maybe
I-
February, March.
I know
something like that.
I've heard that name.
Okay, well, if you want to reach out to us, you can do so in multiple ways. The easiest way is our website, which is
DCROR.com, which stands for Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio.
you can reach out that way. You can reach out on Facebook, Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio 2, the number 2, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Rock On Radio, all one word, all capital letters. Or you could call us tonight. What?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
You could call us tonight at 609-241-7103. 609-241-7103.
So if you're snapping, do you have a Bitmoji?
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
You have no Bitmoji. You have to do a Rock On Radio Bitmoji.
I don't know what that means.
You know, you've heard of emojis. It's a Bitmoji. It's who you are in emoji land. It's a Bitmoji. You've never seen these things?
I'll tell you what, I will let you create one.
Oh.
How's that?
It should be dancing.
Yeah, we can do that.
Give me hair like Fabio.
No. It has to be realistic.
She's gonna give you hair like Kojak. She doesn't even know who that is.
I do. Lollipop. I know Kojak.
Billy, it's,
Telly Savalas. I got
Don't feel bad.
it.
I understand.
Billy,
Believe me.
they are tough on this light skinned guy, aren't they?
Hey, tough crew.
I'm telling you.
Hey, you said
Well-
you had started about that hair. I'll make it look like you. That's what you want.
I guess.
A Bitmoji has to represent.
Me.
Yeah.
Actually, it might look like Mick Jagger.
Give it a shot.
Mick Jagger in 65.
I've never been that skinny. All right, our guest tonight, all the way from Freehold, New Jersey. You are still in Freehold, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Freehold, New Jersey is Billy J. Brown.
Thank you.
Let me just go right on record right now. I don't care what you think of me. Those of you who are watching, some of you, I know what you think of me, and that's not good. But I know if you're forming an opinion now, I can tell you this with all conviction. I love this man. This man
love you
is
too.
a great guy, and that's why he is here.
Mhm.
And he's been here before. How many times you been here?
Oh, this is only the second time.
Are you
Long
sure?
time in between, yeah.
But Billy came to our bash.
Billy made the trip to Asbury
Yes.
Park for the 10th annual bash. He cut up a rug. We got some
did.
video
Beautiful
of that.
bash it was.
Yeah, did you have fun at that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
We had fun
he
at
was
that.
jamming. That was great.
Oh.
That's great.
We had
And-
fun at
and
that.
your song at the end was just
They killed me with that. You know that.
it's awesome.
It's awesome. They killed you. They-
Yep. Mission accomplished.
Apparently so. Yes. By
It's always better when it's somebody else.
Art, tell us about what's in your mouth.
Well, they changed their name to just Duncan.
Wow. All right. So you are here, Billy, because
Because soon I will have a new record out. It's probably going to be the last one of its kind because
Closing down the
What's
genre.
that? Recorded?
yeah, like an album proper.
Mhm.
Because the business has changed and the way people consume music has changed so much that it's just you can just put out tracks as you will, and I think I'm going to lean more that way and let people compile them themselves when they're ready into whatever, and of course I could be totally wrong and I'll start another album in a week, but right now I'm just trying to finish this one. It's been a long time coming. And I've done a lot of stuff in between. I love just doing projects and taking whatever part I can in the project. So, it's not always about me. A lot of times it's about somebody else, but that's fine. That's the way I prefer it. It keeps me busy, keeps me from getting bored. So it's been a long time between albums. The last one
Yeah.
was 2012. Repeat is necessary. It is still on iTunes or somewhere if you want to look it
Or
up
somewhere.
right? Somewhere out there in the world of retail. It's Billy J. Brown, Repeat as Necessary. And I hope that you do.
Yeah, I see that. Well, if you're just tuning in, this is Rock on Radio. I'm Danny Coleman. I'm joined by engineer Art and producer Claire this evening. Here.
Sorry,
Oh, that was you?
that was me.
Thinking, what the heck? Whoa, somebody's excited. And our guest is Billy J. Brown. If you want to call us, please do so at 609-241-7103. I had something to say and I totally forget what it was now.
First shot of old age,
That's a lot of it.
He rendered him speechless.
I totally
rough weekend, Danny?
I
Wow.
was we had our first edition of
So where'd you go after the hayride
of
last
the
night?
Heartland Hayride. I went home and promptly never made it home. Wound up going to the Cool Cricket and jamming with Radio Fiction. Go figure. But it was all right. It was only 2 songs,
I really did go home.
and my elbow survived.
That's probably why it's better.
Right. So what do you? Okay. What took you so long?
Like I said, all the stuff in between, I went off. I made some music with some other people. I do studio sessions mainly as a vocalist. So doing sessions and I'm producing a couple of people, and it was just and I also had a full band at one time. It was called Pathway. The band's on hiatus right now because we had some really sad things happen to a couple of people in the band, and that was actually going really, really well for a good couple of years. The band is actually 10 years old. I started the band in 2009. I was the only one in it at that point, but I was doing everything myself, like I still continue to do, and eventually it grew into some other people. And unfortunately, there's some mishaps along the way. Some real devastating things happen to people that kind of put it on the back burner. So that's why I'm back to this. And this record is going to be called Playlist Momentary Obsessions. Because it's got different kinds of things on it, because that's the way people listen now. A lot of people listen. They don't listen to albums. They have their songs that they like, and they have their list of their songs that they prefer to be on, and that's what they listen to.
I just now remember what it was I was going to say. See, you jogged my memory. Recently, if you go to NewJerseyStage.com and look in the music section, and my column is there, Rock On This Week Sound Bites. I was fortunate enough to interview Mickey Dolenz. Okay.
Mhm.
Mickey is out on the road with Todd Rundgren, Christopher Cross, Jason Sheff from Chicago,
Mhm.
and Joey Mullen from Badfinger.
Mhm.
Okay.
Quite
And
true.
he brought up to me the fact that music now, he says, I have two nephews that are 16, 17 years old, and all they do is buy vinyl.
Mm.
He said, I think that the millennials now are getting fed up with not actually having anything.
Right. They want
Nothing
tactile.
to
Yeah,
nothing
they
to
want hold.
read,
There's
nothing.
still,
Show for
there's
it.
still nothing like an album cover.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's what he said. They take the
Nothing like-
Study
covers.
it, read it.
He said they get it, they open them, they read them, they look at the art, they tack them to their walls. He said they're making art in their bedrooms from all
Nothing
the
like
vinyl that they have, old and new.
Mm-hmm.
But excuse me, that's what he said. And a thing, there's a fellow down in South Jersey at the vault,
Right.
the RCA Records vault down there, or not RCA. Yeah, Victor Records, RCA Victor. Graham is the one that runs the vault. And he said, for my generation and younger, the album, the actual vinyl album, if it were a book, would be the hardcover.
Right. Right.
He said it's concrete. It's something you can hold.
Absolutely.
And I guess that seems to be the way. I saw an article online where vinyl's going to outsell CDs for the
Yeah.
first time in
Right.
30 years.
Right.
I don't understand why. Personally, I not that I ever disliked vinyl, but
You're engaged.
yeah, I
And
like
you-
the albums
Mhm.
because, like I was talking with Mickey, I remember when I was given. Now I had the album, but when I was given the CD, Physical Graffiti by Led Zeppelin, when you open the album, the front cover,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
could slide up and down
Oh,
and
sure.
change the windows in the apartment building
Yeah.
that's on the front.
Yeah.
Same thing with Led Zeppelin 3 with that
Right,
wheel,
with the wheel, yeah.
And when I got the CD, I'm thinking, okay, how'd they do that? I open it up and it's just a piece of
Fold
flimsy
out.
paper. It's just, that's terrible. But
That cardboard is useful.
But I gotta say, when you hear it digitally done,
Mhm.
you hear things that I never heard on vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
Taking case in point, Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic,
Mm-hmm.
Back in the Saddle.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard the crack of the whip.
Yeah.
I never heard the yodel. I never heard
Yodelay.
the Spurs jingling in that album until I heard it on disc.
Yeah.
Well, where'd all that come from? So it was pretty pretty interesting. So I'm firmly on the fence with that. I love the artwork and I love being able to read the liner notes, but
Well, also now with the vinyl, they're better at recording also because there are a lot fewer recordings, so it's not the mass reproduction that it used to be.
but did you know there are only 3 vinyl pressing plants left in the United States?
I'm not
Wow.
surprised.
One of them is only
It's here, isn't it?
12 miles south of here in Bordentown.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
Those guys, yeah.
yep. Actually, pretty soon we are expecting a call from Dave the Rave
Woo.
and his rock and roll review. So that should be very shortly, I hope.
Dave.
yo, Dave from Yonkers.
Mhm.
Dave will be calling us shortly, and we'll be talking about that. If you're just tuning in, this is Rock on Radio. Our guest is Billy J. Brown. So, with so much time in between, what made you decide? You know what? I have to put another disc out.
My wife.
Thank you, Amy.
One, a tremendous one-person support system that I'm very blessed to have. But she just, she just said, it would be nice if you actually put it out.
Mhm.
And I want to because I want to be done with it.
Mhm.
I want to move on to other things, and I want to see what comes next.
Mhm.
So I can't until
It kind of clears the way.
I until I put it out.
Nice.
Okay. Amy was at the bash too, wasn't she?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, she was there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was
Okay.
great.
I remember saying
Mhm.
hello to her.
Yeah. And I've seen you a couple times at Cafe Artiste when she's
Mhm.
there. It's great to see her.
That's right. That's
There
Dave the
you
Rave.
Here's Dave.
I hope it is.
Mhm.
Hello, welcome to Rock on Radio, Dave the Rave.
Good evening, Danny. How is everybody doing tonight?
Great.
Say hello to my man Billy J. Brown in studio.
Hey, Dave the Rave.
Hey, what's going on, Billy? What's going on?
Rock on Radio.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, I'm actually 1 minute late. I apologize for that. Had a little trouble getting from one place to the other, but I'm here now, and I've got a great rock and roll review for you, Danny, and your listeners. Steely Dan, the classic jazz rock band that's been around since 1972, is doing a residency this week at the Beacon Theater on the west side of Manhattan, and there's themes. I have themes for you.
Themes.
Woo.
All right, let's hear it.
Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Tickets still available. They're going to perform the entire album, Aja. Wednesday night, the 16th, again, 8 p.m. Tickets still available. They will be performing the Royal Scam.
Nice.
They're taking a break Thursday, but they're back Friday, 8 p.m. again. Tickets are available for all the shows, and all the shows start at 8, so I don't have to keep repeating that. This is really cool. The Friday show is, they reached out and said to the fans, what do you want to hear? And the theme Friday night is by popular demand, which I think is a really cool concept.
Oh, yeah.
Who's
Just
demand?
take requests.
No, wait a minute. Now, Saturday, October 19th, that show, they will be performing the album The Night Fly. And what you were just talking about is actually happening. And although it's not in the week, because it's part of the residency, I'm going to add it. Next Tuesday night, the final night of the residency for Steely Dan, will feature the greatest hits night. And that's the night you're talking about, where I think they're just going to say, hey, what do you want to hear?
Sure.
You know.
Why not?
Yep.
Or they're going to look at each other on stage and say, I don't know, what should we do now?
Yeah.
What do you feel like?
Everybody remember that one?
Now, you know what's funny about Steely Dan? This was a band that through the 70s and 80s never toured.
Right.
Never toured.
Really?
They just kept putting out studio albums.
There's a whole thing on Access TV
About
about that.
Yeah.
I just watched it today.
They used to use Steve Gadd on the drums, and phenomenal.
It was funny because
drummer.
they said they did a session and they brought in like this phenomenal band, and then when that phenomenal band left,
Yep.
another one came right in
Another one
behind
in,
them.
yeah.
Yep. And they, for years, just did not tour. And then all of a sudden, over the last 5 years, they're like road warriors. They're constantly on the road. I guess they must need money. What do you think?
It's like an ATM. Man. Ka-ching.
Well, you know, Donald Fagen is, he's over 70 now. And of course, we lost Walter Becker to esophageal cancer in September of 2017. He was the co-founder with Donald. I don't know if it's so much about the money. I think that, I think it's great music. I think it's the soundtrack to our lives, people that grew up in the 70s. And I think that this man's, you know, saying, hey, how much time do I got left? Let me go out with a kick-ass, pardon my language, let me go out with a great band, 11-piece band, actually, with horns and backup singers. And I think it's just a testament to the catalog, you know, more than it's a testament to the almighty dollar.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to debate that.
I hope you guys have an awesome show tonight. And I thank you again, Danny, for allowing me to do Dave the Rave's, you know, rock and roll review. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Well, you are stuck with us until you don't want to be. So, all the time. Dave the Rave, we greatly appreciate it, buddy. So how's everything? Everybody all right at home?
Everything is good. I've got a bunch of people in the other room. I just served them a nice pork shoulder with some roasted potatoes and spinach, so I'm a hero right now.
We'll be
Except
right
for
over.
us. Hello.
We've got Duncan Munchkins in studio, and Art's not sharing.
No. He is.
I hid the pumpkin.
We'll send Grubhub to your house. How about that? 8 hours up.
And that limo from last week.
Yeah, where's the limo?
Didn't they teach you to share in kindergarten? Because you know, sharing is caring.
Exactly. Hello.
I got 3 left.
Especially pork shoulder
Right.
and side dishes.
Right?
Ooh.
Now, not for anything, but where the studio is located, we are on the second floor of a very old church,
Right.
and here in Hightstown, New Jersey, and the church, this second floor was a school up here, and we are actually in. Are you ready for this, Dave?
Okay.
Appropriately.
We are appropriately located in the kindergarten.
Oh wow.
It says it right on the door.
Yep. Kindergarten, primary. Yep.
Well, considering what I'm hearing through the phone, I think that's appropriate for this group tonight, huh?
Can you
You sound
tell?
like you're having fun.
Can you tell who's the teacher?
Oh my God.
One guess.
Who's getting detention?
Yeah,
I'll give you one
hint.
guess there too.
All right, Dave the Rave. Thank you, sir, as always.
Thank you, sir.
And we will talk to
Enjoy.
you next week.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right, go have
Yeah,
some
Dave.
pork shoulder. Rock on! There you go, Dave the Rave, and his rock and roll review here on Rock On Radio.
It's cool. It's Steely Danny, but there I posted it out there.
You
Ticketmaster.
posted Steely Danny.
Yep. For Danny. For you. Steely Danny. So
What do you think of that, Bill?
it's cool. The
Appropriate.
Ticketmaster actually has it all listed. What he was talking about. Each theme is out there and it's listed out on Ticketmaster too. So if you
Nice.
want to recap what
They were great.
Dave
I
said,
saw them in Chicago. Man. They were
Steely
fantastic.
Dan?
Yeah.
See, I've never seen Steely Dan. Actually, I never really
Well,
had.
neither did
a,
I, and I had the opportunity.
They were
Me and my
amazing.
buddy went. He was like, "Yes, they
Mhm.
were fantastic."
Yes, indeed.
I never really had.
Oh,
the-
11 piece. That
had
sounds great.
the desire to see Steely Dan. I was never a big fan. I appreciated their incredible musicianship, but I never really had the desire.
I had to see if they could bring the studio in the room,
Oh,
and they did.
well, with the players, the players.
An
An
saying,
11-piece
yeah.
band, yeah.
They do.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what.
Do it all.
Why don't we get to this piece band?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do some music, Billy. What do you want to do for us? You gonna go live or off the?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go live most of the time, if nobody minds.
That's a good way to live.
So
alive.
As long as you don't mind us crying.
I'm actually gonna start from the last record, and that was the first time I was here with Danny, and it's good to be back. So I'm gonna go back to that one, and this is called "Open to You."
I'm waiting on you. Billy J. Brown here on Rock On Radio.
Let love go, and if it's true, it finds its way back to you. And if you lose, the truth is what you gain. In my head, I let you go, but in your heart, I hope you know just what I'm going through. I'm still here, and my heart is still open to you. Yes, I'm still here, and my heart is still open to you. I pretend that I don't care, and for me it's only fair to think of you as just another girl. But if you see me on the street and our eyes happen to meet, you see my love is true. I'm still here, and my heart is still open to you. Yes, I'm still here, and my heart is still open to you. open to you. Life is like a broken string. When you think you'll touch your dream, it changes course and turns the other way. It could lead you back to me, or it just might make me see another point of view. In my head, I let you go, but in your heart, I hope you know just what I'm going through. I'm still here, and my heart is still open to you. Yes, I'm still here, and my heart still open to you. Yes, I'm still here, and my heart is still open to you. Yes, I'm still here, and my heart is still open to you.
Billy J. Brown
Thank
here on Rock On Radio.
Absolutely.
Very nice, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
You dove into the archives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oldie but goodie.
Back and forth and up and down and all around.
Is that how you write your material? Back and forth, up and down?
Yeah. Just, I just try to let it come out whatever way it comes out. And it comes out all kinds of ways, And people ask that often. It's like, how do you write songs? And it's just like, you let it come out until you get to the point where you have to kind of mold it around, but first, hopefully you have some kind of spark from something first, a musical idea or a lyric or a title. Song titles are always very inspirational, something that just sets you off and says, okay, let me follow that, and
What does it for you?
It could be anything. It really could.
Could be Arts Duncan Munchkins.
Oh, I have been known to get inspiration from odd things.
Duncan Munchkins.
From odd things like art.
Art. Yeah, art's pretty odd. Look.
Jingle time.
Don't get me started.
Oh gosh. So when you write though,
Mm-hmm.
okay, where do you do your best work? You do it at home. You do it in your car. You do it. What do you do?
To say my best work, it's hard because I've had it was like the gentleman who opened up tonight. He mentioned that it can come all kinds of ways, and you can a whole song can come to you, and you write it in 15 minutes. That can happen anywhere. I've written songs while I was working. It can happen. It really can happen anywhere. But when you really go to put it together and make a track happen, for me, overwhelmingly, it's at home. My ideal is if I can't get it together at home, it's not going to happen anywhere.
Do you have a studio at home?
Yeah, I do.
Nice. What kind of software?
I use Cakewalk Sonar, which I've been using since I first got into recording digitally, and I've used it ever since. As a matter of fact, my tech guy was in a couple of weeks ago, and he's going to give me an upgrade. But I'm not a technology buff. I really believe that it's not about what you have. It is about the way you use it. I've literally seen people make hit records literally in a closet. So it doesn't matter what you have. It's what you get out of it. It's what you get out of that final result, and does it sound like something that's going to, that's going to attract somebody's attention and make them feel something.
Jackson Brown recorded Running on Empty
Mhm.
on their tour bus.
All over the place.
Yeah. The drummer used a cardboard box as
Yeah.
the bass drum, and he made
Anything
it
that
sound
sounds
like,
good.
Yep.
Anything that sounds good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The Williams boy, I don't know, he was at the Bash, Billy Williams. He came to my show one time. I'll never forget this. We were back at the Dwyer Center, and he came to the show and with his iPhone. He's like, I don't know if you want to do this, but on the way here in GarageBand, I wrote this tune. He's like, I'm not sure if it's radio ready, but you can give it a try. And I was like, holy cow. He said, yeah, I wrote that at a traffic light. What?
Yeah. The technology does help.
Wow. Just totally blows you away.
You can just really, really do fantastic things these days. A phone is just a whole different thing than we grew up with.
You got that
And
right.
musically, it's just that's another reason why I kind of want to move on to the next thing, because I do want to take advantage of the technology. There's just so much more available now than there's ever been, and it's good. You don't have to search for quality. You can get a decent quality sound without a lot of effort.
And you don't think, in all honesty, I'm guessing obviously you don't, but I'm going to pick your brain a little bit. You don't think that waters down your product by doing what you're talking about doing?
Well, let's put it this way: when you do the final production on a record, and this is where studios come in, and this is why generally you have to go through some quote unquote professional folks to get that final product, because for broadcast purposes, the sound doesn't deteriorate like it used to when it was vinyl or tape or anything like that. But you still, I wouldn't use the word watered down. I'll just say that depending on what you're trying to get, you want to use quality equipment and a studio.
Well, what I meant by
Simplify.
what I meant by watered down was, all right, you have you have an album,
Mm-hmm.
or you have 10 songs.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, gone are the days of concept albums. There are no more Dark Side of the Moons and
Sad to say.
things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of artists today are releasing singles, like you had alluded to earlier. Now you take a song and you release it, and a few months later you release another one. And a few months later you release another one. And on one hand, it's great because every couple of months you're doing a huge blast to try to get your music out there, so it keeps your name. People, I'm gonna check. Maybe I should check this guy out.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, people get to pick and choose. So from a listening standpoint or a revenue standpoint, it seems like it's now become a watered down product because, okay, you knew when you listened to a vinyl record, like when we were kids,
Mhm.
You put a vinyl record on, the songs had a continuity.
Mhm.
Track order was always a big bone of contention with somebody in the
Sure.
studio.
Oh, absolutely.
I think this should be the first track. No, I think
Yeah.
that should be the second. No, I think this should be, but you did it based on the overall listening experience.
Right.
So if you're only releasing one track at a time, doesn't that kind of take away from the?
Well, yeah. I mean, when you put an album out, you are generally you're carefully selecting a group of songs, and you're hoping through the totality of that group of songs that you're going to engage the listener in a particular way that they'll come back. If you're just releasing a single here and there, yeah, you're losing that opportunity. to give them more and to have them look more into you than what any single song can say. That's the thing of mine is like, I want people to really to hear a group or have the opportunity to hear a group of songs, because there's a lot of different things, and no one or two songs are going to tell, the whole story that I would want to tell, or tell it the way I would want to tell it. So, yeah, in that way, yeah, it is watered down. It is watered down.
That's what I mean. It seems like it detracts.
Yeah.
And I've often told the story on this program about Martha Davis of the band The Motels.
Mm-hmm.
Martha and I had a really good talk for almost an hour and a half one day, right before she played Jenkinson's.
Mm-hmm.
The Motels played Jenkinson's on Point Pleasant Beach boardwalk there. And she said to me, can you imagine somebody only downloading one or two songs from the Beatles' White Album? And that's how I got into that whole conversation with Mickey Dolenz about that, because he's currently on the road, like I said, with Todd Rundgren and Christopher Cross and Jason Scheff and Joey Mullen, and they're out doing the Beatles. They're recreating the Beatles' White Album.
Oh, okay.
For its 50th anniversary.
Wow.
And they each get to sing 5 songs off of the record, plus they could do a couple of their own.
Right.
They're going to be at, actually, it was last night. They were at, I want to say the Bergen Performing Arts Center, maybe?
Okay.
Up in North Jersey. Yeah, they were, or somewhere around there, south of, somewhere north of here.
Mm-hmm.
And we started having that discussion, and I told him the same thing. And Martha, I said, Martha's response to me was, she said, if I make a record and somebody's only downloading 1 or 2 tracks at a time, I need to make a better record. Putting the pressure back on her.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, that all ties into what we were talking about earlier, how maybe millennials are buying vinyl because they want to feel something in their hands. They're tired of just saying, all right, I'll pick that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, even when we were kids and you went to a record shop or a record store and you bought a 45 for 79 cents or 69 cents, 99 cents, you got to pick it up and look at it and see what the artwork was for the
And
label.
you were in the store looking at other stuff while you were trying to find that.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have, you barely have record stores.
Right?
Yeah, it's just that whole adventure, that whole part of the musical adventure
is gone.
Is definitely missed.
Gone. Right.
Big time.
If you're just tuning in, this is Rock on Radio. I'm Danny Coleman. That is Billy J. Brown, 609-241-7103. If you want to give us a call, let's do some more music, because when we come back after this tune, we're going to go to the Deuce Music Minute. This week, we are featuring Blackwater Rose. So go ahead.
Okay. This one is from the record, the new record. I wrote this for my daughters. I was raised by a single mom. I have many sisters. And I've watched them be wonderful and gracious and strong and have their moments of weakness. But they get through it all. It's called Start All Over Again. It's actually about growing up. Do you remember long ago? It seems so simple then. Time to discover, but time to grow. Need someone to hold your hand. Step up from crawling, slip and fall. Recover oh so fast. Repeat the lessons till you learn the good times aren't built to last. But it's all in the game. You know, two hearts break the same. Times change, you grow, but try to start all over again. Times change, you get colder, try to start all over again. Do you remember hide and seek, trying to stay out of sight? Mother and father disagree. You can't stand to see them fight. You meet a boy, give up the toys to harvest a seed you've sown. Choose which temptations to avoid. Look at how much you know. But it's all in the game. No two hearts break the same. Times change, you grow, but try to start all over again. Times change, you get colder, try to start all over again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Billy J. Brown here on Rock On Radio.
I love that.
Now, what's that called?
Start all over again.
Start all over. Did you do that at Cafe Ortiz?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was great.
Cafe
Really
Ortiz.
choke up then. Choke up then.
Art.
Shout out Cafe Ortiz for sure.
That's right. Jana said, she said, Billy J is sweet. She just texted me.
There you go. Claire is the new sound person in Cafe Ortiz.
Yeah.
What happened to Dan?
He moved on. He has stuff going on.
I know. I saw he had
Yeah.
some other things he was doing.
Yeah, he's doing some good things.
So she's
Nice.
taking over the chair.
So it's the all-female team.
All women in charge of
Right.
Cafe
That's
Ortiz.
right.
Stuff.
That's nothing but trouble.
I'm telling you.
I've been
Good
heard-
trouble.
I heard. Thank you, Billy. See, somebody's
I live in a house full of
complimentary.
women. You're not getting that.
So
from
do
me.
I. So do I.
Yeah, but you're one of them.
Yeah, I am. Amen.
You're one of their ilk.
Yep, I
Trying-
am, and proud of it.
Before we get to the Deuce Music Minute, I'm
Mhm.
trying to pull up Helen O'Shea's event, and for some reason I can't scroll back far enough. I thought I had shared this
I
about
just shared it
4,000 times.
I shared it. It's on the Rock On Radio page. Just beginning of the show.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right.
And Paul Marzano, shout out to him. He was just at Cafe Artiste. He'll be a guest in January because we're booking into January. And he just said, "Nice job, Billy." He's listening. His teens are into vinyl and things.
There you go.
So everything old is new again. I said, except us.
I'm never new.
Nope.
And I never knew, and I don't know, and have never known Billy. I plead ignorance. No,
There you go.
usually it's because I'm
It's the
You
easy
are.
way out.
pretty ignorant. Yeah. Not knowing anything. Gosh. All right. Well, we are going to do the Deuce Music Minute right now before we get back to our guest, Billy Brown. This week's offering is the UK band Blackwater Rose. They are an experienced lineup of talented musicians and an award-winning lyricist. They've started to create quite the stir on the UK classic rock scene and beyond. They got a new single out. It's called Speedin' Out of My Head. And you can find more information on the band by going to facebook.com/John.Santana. Just like Santana. Yep. John.Santana.104203.
Or just go to our Facebook event and it'll be out there.
Or Claire will post it in the Facebook event. Yes, thank you very much. But right now, this is Blackwater Rose and their single Speedin' Out of My Head here on the Deuce Music Minute on Rock On Radio. No.
It's playing.
Ah,
I didn't.
there you go. Deuce Music Minute.
Driving down the highway, crossing over byway, faster than the speed of sound, faster than the speed of sound. Colors through the red light, they won't catch me tonight. Hiding from the law, I'm hiding from the law. Gotta keep my engine running hard. You'll never catch me in the skate spot. I'm free, but I'm a motorbike. Free. I've been making the laws since I was 19. I'm older than a man to take them on. I like to hang out close to the hill, wherever they like to go. I'm speeding out of my head tonight. 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 I'm speeding. I'm speeding on my head tonight. On my head tonight. Driving down the highway, crossing over byway, faster than the speed of sound, faster than the speed of sound. I love to ride my silver machine wherever I like to go. So look at cool, look at me, look at cool, look at me.
Blackwater Rose here on the Deuce Music Minute on Rock On Radio. Deuce Music Management. They're one of our sponsors, actually, that I forgot to mention at the beginning of the program. I forget anybody else because we got interrupted by the phone call.
Just high tech, maybe, but you mentioned the earbuds.
I said high tech,
Mhm.
and I mentioned the Custom Candle Company of
Yeah,
New York.
That's what it was. I had to scroll up.
Live CBD Live Natural. That's right. Either of those with a .com at the end,
Mhm.
and they are sponsors, proud sponsors of Rock On Radio.
Yeah.
I don't know how proud, but they're sponsors of Rock On Radio. I'm proud that they're sponsors.
This is true.
If you want to sponsor this program, all you need to do is go to cityofangelsnj.org and make a donation. Make sure you put Rock On Radio somewhere in the remarks or comments, and I will give you free advertising for 30 days. 30 days.
That's
You'll be a
awesome.
sponsor.
Mhm.
30 days.
Maybe more if you're generous.
That's right.
So
Keep the
And,
keeps giving.
that's it. Art will, do you still handle that, Art?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I get emails for everything.
All right. There you go. All right. Our guest tonight is Billy J. Brown. So, when did you start playing the guitar, actually?
I was 10 or 11,
Okay.
and it was actually my third instrument. I actually started on drums, and then I dabbled in the piano for a little bit, and then I got to guitar, and that was really, really where I decided to stay. But I started off with drums, and I really did. I really love playing drums. I still do. I'm like when you go to a jam, you know, when all the drummers are tired and they need somebody to come play drums. I'm that
You
guy.
step up.
I'm that guy. But
There you
drums are amazing, man. Drums are awesome.
I like my drums.
Hmm.
I got to play last night for the first time in quite a while,
Yeah.
actually. I have,
Yeah, we got to play together sometime, man.
I'm in. I love to
I
play.
love to
I
play.
love to play my drums.
Yeah.
Even percussion, I enjoy that as well. I have some friends in a cover band. They were actually supposed to be the ones to open the 10th anniversary bash, but the bass player's mother passed away the day before. So,
Mhm.
or 2 days before.
Wow.
So that was a little unfortunate. So,
Mhm.
but we had Jenny Barnes and the Great Unknown, who were down in Mount Holly, Art, on
Mhm.
Friday night, and I didn't get a chance to go see them.
They were in Seaside, I think Labor Day weekend. I was down there walking the boardwalk with the family, and I was like, "There's Jenny."
Jenny Barnes. Have you ever
No,
heard of her?
I haven't heard her. I've heard good things about her though.
Fantastic.
She's
I mean,
she's a favorite
fantastic.
of a couple of friends of mine.
Yep. They are one of my favorite indie artists.
Yeah.
They really are.
Definitely have to check her out.
Yep. So you spoke of Pathway earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So who was in that band? Anybody I know?
That was Monroe Poole was on guitar. I played guitar. Philip Beeler played bass, and Anthony Licata played drums. And they're not got Phil. I guess I can say it publicly. Phil developed some problems with his hands.
Oh.
He literally was ordered to stop playing in order to save his hands. Psoriasis and some other things.
Oh my. Okay.
And a real just great guy, amazing bassist, amazing, and miss that a lot. Miss all of that, But that was the thing that happened that really put it back for a while. So
Is there a prognosis of him healing? Or are you going to be looking
we're
for another
hoping.
bass player?
We're hoping. But you know, I got time. I'm doing some other stuff, but nothing would make me happier in a musical sense than for Phil to be able to play again. That would just be great. Even if it wasn't with me, it would just be great for him to be able to play again because he's so great. He's such a good guy. Great. You know? So always praying for him and looking out.
Yeah, there was recently a drummer who one of the best drummers. Excuse me, one of the best drummers I've ever seen. Plays the local Trenton scene with several different bands. And one day out of the blue, he just had a stroke.
Yeah.
And it's wow.
It happens,
Yeah, it happens.
Yes.
Especially as you get older. Not that I would know.
Well, you don't remember?
You all right over there?
I-
Better call paramedics, Billy. I think she just snorted the microphone.
Sorry, I just came out of nowhere.
Wow. Well, you get a kick out of that.
I get to sit back and watch all of this.
And so do they on YouTube. Hello, YouTube people.
Oh,
Oops.
Oh, goodness. Oh, gosh, if you're just tuning in, this is Rock On Radio. I am Danny Coleman. I'm here with engineer Art, producer Claire, and Billy J. Brown is our guest. If you want to give us a call, 609-241-7103. I'll send you some Rock On Radio tchotchkes. I'll think of something else that we can send along. We've got all kinds of things in the Rock On Radio vault, which is actually almost bare. I got to order more merch. I got like 4 T-shirts left. I've got, I think maybe a half a dozen hats, maybe a dozen coffee mugs. Well, the coffee mugs are, well, Claire's was right there.
It's still there.
It's still there. There you go. There, Rock On Radio coffee mug.
Knocking in the line.
So, yeah, well, it's
I think we need Danny's picture of on the coffee mug.
I'm working on it. I'll find a good one.
good. Oh, Keith, you're still alive. Oh, wait.
She is.
What kind of world are we
Barely.
leaving Keith with?
I know, right?
gotta have Keith.
Oh, God, that would be funny, wouldn't it? When the world explodes and the only one left is Keith Richards and cockroaches and a can of Raid. Let's do some more music, Billy. What you want to do?
This was one that I used to do with the band, and it's about people meeting up, and it sounds kind of nasty, but there's a reality to it because you never know how you're going to meet someone.
This is
And,
true.
Yes, and this is a phrase from back in the day. I forget how far back in the day, but it was back there, and you meet someone, particularly guys meeting girls, and you'd ask them, "What's your ism, baby? What are you into?"
Is that your
what this
pickup
is
line?
called.
Mm.
But that's what this is called. It's called ism. What's your ism, baby? What's your function? Can I meet you, baby, at the junction? She's a challenge, she's always on my mind. I'm trying to understand her flow. Can we get on the same page right now? How far do I have to go? I'm standing at the crossroads where time it turns, it trips, it makes you testify. She's on my mind. takes you down around the bend. That's too much exercise, and I can't wait until it ends. What's your ism, baby? What's your function? Can I meet you, baby, at the junction? I'm trying to find my way underneath your skin. I'm trying to feel you from inside. Are you looking down that same road I'm walking on? Please don't take me for a ride. I've got to tell you something, though it's taking time, babe. I've got time to spend. What's on your mind? While you deny the way you feel, I'm trying to break it down to something real. What's your ism, baby? What's your function? Can I meet you, baby, at the junction? What's your ism, baby? Just your function. Can I meet you, baby, at the junction? You're looking at it from across the bar. You're hoping that maybe she's the one. Or at least that tonight's the night. While you deny the way you feel, I'm trying to break it down to something real. What's your ism, baby? What's your function? Can I meet you, baby, at the junction? Oh, yes. Come on, baby, say yeah. I need to know what your ism, baby. What's your function? Can I meet you, baby, at the junction? What's your ism, baby? Just your function. Can I meet you, baby, at the junction?
Billy J. Brown. Ooh, the junction. What junction would that have been?
Wherever the function is. The
Whoa!
function's at the junction.
Conjunction, junction. What's your function? Billy J. Brown here on Rock On Radio. If you want to give us a call, please do so at 609-241-7103. Growing up, what kind of music did you listen to?
Oh, all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
All kinds of stuff.
Your mom musical or?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes, because we all got it from somewhere. I'm from a very musical family. I mean, one of the things I always look forward to once a year, if we only do it at Christmas time, is getting together with my family and having a sing. And it's funny because those of us in what we call the main branch of the family, those of us that were raised here in New Jersey and right in a row, I have a couple of other older sisters that were raised down south. But those of us from the northern side, we all went to the same schools. We all had the same music teachers. We all learned all the same songs year after year after year right in a row. So we have all that in common. And I suppose we all had to get it from her somehow.
Were you always in Freehold?
No. I was born in Neptune,
Okay.
the township, not the planet. And
You went to
then Asbury Park. Yeah, I went to the school where
Cafe
they
Artiste?
do Cafe Artiste now. I actually went to that school, and
When it was high school.
Neptune High School.
yeah, it was a middle school then. It was even before it was called the middle school, I think. But that was in the 6th grade, and that was the thing that changed my life because right in the middle of that school year, while I was getting ready to do a talent show, that they had a talent show, and my mom said, "You kids will never grow up in an apartment. There's too many of you." And the only house she could find at that particular time was in Asbury Park. So we up and moved to Asbury Park in the middle of my 6th grade year. And it was like one of the heaviest things to ever happen to me
Oh,
because I left my friends and everything.
you didn't go that
You
far
know?
though.
No, but it was like two different worlds.
No, I'm sure.
It was like two different worlds. Asbury at that point, I mean, not that Neptune was paradise, but Asbury at that point was definitely
Was in bad shape.
it was a rough town. Yeah, it was a rough town. We lived on Ridge Avenue. Right out there was a church there, St. Peter Claver Church, and you could walk out the back door of the church and walk right over into our door. But we always had a good time. I mean, as far as us and where we lived and everything like that, we had musicians all around. My neighbors so many of them were musicians, including guys like Ernie Boom Carter.
Oh, okay.
He was a neighbor of mine, and lots of other folks were around in the area. And so there was always music and musicians around. But it was just a little traumatic because it was like everything I knew was wrapped up in that. And especially with music, I was just really wanting to get in a band and play. And it was just it was gone. And then so many other things happened. I was not I was very affected in my younger days by people passing, and I lost my oldest brother and my great grandmother, who were my two best friends in the world. I lost them both within a year and a half of each other, and then just all of what was going on at that time. Lost President Kennedy some years before that. Martin Luther King was gone. And then me being a musician, Otis Redding died in 1967. I will never forget that. I was driving down the street and heard that on the radio, and just a lot. Yeah. It was just heavy times.
The icon.
It was just everywhere. People were going, and it was kind of rough.
Yeah, from 1960 to 1972, roundabouts were very. I'd say if I had to look back, they were probably the 12 most difficult years. I think in my generation, but also I think maybe perhaps that the United States of America ever had, if you think about it. Yeah, everything you just said, right? Everybody said, "Oh, the Great War, World War II," but during World War II, the economy here was booming. We lost a lot of men over there. Then you fast forward to the quote unquote police action that was Vietnam, and that was all part that war and our involvement in it turned an entire generation of people into what they call them, hippies, deadbeats, beatniks. You had the Woodstock generation. You had the assassinations. You had of JFK, of Martin Luther King, of Bobby Kennedy. There was a lot of turmoil.
And other people. I mean, Medgar Evers, and just so many. There was just so much
that was going on.
And it crossed into the music world for me. I mean, Sam Cooke, so many people just in a short time.
Yep.
That were.
And then you throw in the race riots in Asbury Park and Trenton.
Yeah.
And it was just it was just a very tumultuous.
Yeah, it took me away from music.
12 years.
Did it really? Yeah, it did. I never stopped listening or anything like that. That was where we started this, right? but it definitely required a lot of attention, and I got involved in stuff in school and stuff like that. But it was still markedly different, because up until the time we moved from Neptune, it was like music every day.
Yeah.
Getting together with my friends, and we had like every time we got together, me and a couple of friends, it was like Beatles and Motown, obviously. you know, and we had one Beach Boys record that we really liked a couple of things on. We had a couple of Otis Redding records, and that was the stuff that we would always make sure we got in. James Brown, you know, and then it was off to whatever else was happening at the time. And of course, you know, the charts then were, you know, there was all kinds of stuff on the charts.
Yeah, they were all mixed up.
Yeah,
There's all
loud,
varieties.
soft,
Yep.
you know, and everywhere in between.
That was the beauty of AM
And it was all
radio.
on the same station.
Yes, AM radio.
You know,
You go
it was
from
all on
Frank
the same radio
Sinatra
station.
to
Yeah.
you know Motown to
Yeah.
rock and roll. To,
Yeah.
it was kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
609-241-7103. If you want to give us a call, talk to Billy J. Brown, myself, Claire, or Art. Let's do some more music, Billy.
Okay,
What do you think?
let's go. Let's do this one. This is called Take Your Time. I like the way that you say just how good I make you feel and understand. No demands that I let you run the deal. That makes me scared, heart impaired, make me run right out the door. Oh, heavy load, mind explode. I've been down that road before. I like it better if you take your time. Don't move too fast or you'll push love away. Hey, yeah, baby, darling. She, pretty girl, rules the world. She gets everything she needs. He, simple boy, brings her joy, but in love he don't succeed. Good, so far so good. This be the one who will make the boy believe. Wait, what a chase! Got a case. He don't need to be deceived. I like it better if you take your time, babe. Don't move too fast or you'll push love away. Hey, yeah, baby, darling. Then you discover that you want her all the time. Yes, you're on fire, can't deny her, so don't try. No, you're not blinded, she's so fine and she's for you. You can't run, you can't run, you can't run. You can run, 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 run. I like it better if you take your time, babe. Don't move too fast or you'll push love away. Hey, yeah, baby, darling. It's your last chance, one last dance before you tie it up for good. And don't forget, no regrets when you're doing what you should. I like it better if you take your time. Don't move too fast or you'll push love away. Hey, yeah, baby, darling.
Billy J. Brown here.
Woo.
Rock on Radio. All right, Billy.
And we've had a few, we have a new person listening, tuning in, Ricky Phillips,
Ricky Phillips.
my friend. And Loretta, actually, I was just trying to get Loretta. Loretta says, hi, everyone. So she's an old time listener.
Ooh,
And
we like
then-
those.
Yep, Ricky Phillips is.
We like new
tuning
ones,
in.
too.
And yep, he's out in Pennsylvania. And,
Alrighty.
just hung out with them in Princeton. So he's tuning in. He likes.
All right, Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome, Rick.
And Loretta says hi.
And Loretta says hi. Hello, Loretta. What else was I going to say? Oh, yes. Janet Rockstein is listening, right?
Yes, I know. She said Billy J.
We've decided to make that a new law firm. Rockstein, Biscotti.
And who?
Gelman.
Rockstein, Biscotti, and Gelman.
No, thanks.
Kathy Artiste. Attorneys at law. You can be personal injury lawyers.
We're not just entertainment. No.
We're not entertainment anymore.
Entertainment lawyers. Whoa.
Oh, there's a
Yeah, just what the world needs.
So you don't
another lawyer.
Yeah, right. You don't think they liked, I don't think Al liked my suggestion for the Heartland Hayride to change the name.
Oh yeah, Al Kessel.
He didn't like Kesselmania.
Kesselmania.
The new spell what Al is cooking. The next one is the 26th.
October.
Yeah.
October 26th at the Hopewell United Methodist Church.
It's actually a
In,
pretty nice little venue there.
It is. It's a neat
Nice, yeah.
venue. And the sound is pretty
Yeah,
good
the
there.
acoustics are good in there.
Oh yeah. Well, it's one of those churches that has carpet and stuff.
That
So-
helps.
You know.
Yeah.
Like the vestibule has couches and benches to sit in. It's not all cold marble like us Catholics.
There's some warm Catholic
They ain't
churches
looking to make
around.
you comfortable.
Yeah, I'm telling you. They're looking for me to repent. I don't know if they have that much time.
Or do you?
All right, see,
Yeah,
it's
nor do
3
I.
hours in a confession.
That's the bigger question.
My day is come and gone. It's over, Billy.
No, it's all right.
No?
You got
Never
some.
over.
Think I got anything left?
Oh yeah. Look
Exactly.
at you. You're sitting here. Here you go.
Yeah, but the thing you don't know is once you're gone, I'm not going to be able to stand up because I've been sitting here too long. Because my day is come and gone. This is Rock All Radio. I have Billy J. Brown sitting here with us. So, when is the expected release date? What is the title of this new album?
Playlist Momentary Obsessions.
Okay.
Nice.
You want to elaborate on that one?
Oh, that it was just the idea that, there's a bunch of different things on it. It took me so long to get the thing together, and songs kept popping out. It's 12 songs, and just different periods, different times, and it's just the idea that that's how people listen now. They get momentarily obsessed with a song, and they listen to it and listen to it, listen to it, listen to it, and they move on to the next.
Well, it's kind of in line with what we said earlier, right?
Yeah. So
Do you think we're creating a generation of one-hit wonder makers?
I wouldn't say it goes that deep, but the thing that I do miss is that there's so much new music, and it's hard to get into it.
You get lost.
Yeah, you get lost. There is so much of it, and there's so much of it that's good. I mean, I used to know
Mm-hmm.
at least the top 10
Right.
every week of my life,
And what bands were being
and what bands. And I stopped doing that stuff years ago.
Mhm.
But even now, it's like you hear something, and if they don't tell you who it is,
No idea.
you might not hear it again for a long while, because on satellite radio, I mean, there's some repetition, but it's not like what we used to have. I mean, you can still get it on radio because any of your major terrestrial radio stations still play 10 or 12 songs
That's it.
in heavy
Yeah.
duty
Mhm.
rotation. It's
Mhm.
like, yes, we can play this song 3 times in 1 hour. If
I
we
just said that
choose.
to my teenager today. We were driving, and
and,
she
and
said,
it's true.
"Yeah, she said that."
You know,
I'm like, didn't we just hear this song?
yeah.
It's a different station.
Oh, she's right. Where I work is in the is in the basement of the building, and the only radio station that comes in down there is WPST. Okay, and I come in at 7. By the time I go upstairs after doing what I have to do downstairs at 9-ish, let's say,
Mhm.
I've heard the same song 3 times in
Mhm.
2 hours.
Mhm.
3 times.
Mhm.
So you weren't exaggerating.
Mm-mm.
3
No.
times in 2
Not
hours.
exaggerating at all.
And well, our friend Michael Tierson, right? Michael was a DJ on all the major Philadelphia outlets, and then he was on Deep Tracks and like classic vinyl on Sirius XM. And Michael and I were talking one day, and he says, Dan, he says, I said, Mike, why'd you ever retire anyway? Well, it seems like an easy enough gig. He said, they took the fun out of being a DJ away from all of us.
Yeah.
He said, right now we're just babysitters.
Yeah.
He said, I used to come in, if my shift started at 2 in the afternoon, I would get in at like noon and I would start going through the record library and I would just pull albums. You know what? This is what I want to listen. He says, my cousin used to go over to the UK every summer, and every summer he would send me
Mhm.
some new UK band that we hadn't heard of or
Right.
hadn't gotten here yet.
Right.
And I was able to play it.
Mhm.
He said, and then it became, okay, we're going to these automated playlists. You have to talk here, here, here. You have to add in 30 more seconds there. Okay, have fun.
It's a business.
And they took away essentially. And it's really funny because if you listen to some of the major Philadelphia stations like WMGK's Classic Rock, you listen to the playlist and 12 hours later, I'm hearing the same tunes. 24 hours later, I'm
But
hearing
that's
the
how same
they
tunes. purchase their music now through ASCAP or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
To get the rights, they buy that same block and just play it until you're
Right,
ready to
yeah.
kill yourself.
So now and what I did was the other night I had a meet and greet that I was part of. Come to think of it, nobody really came over to meet me.
That's because you had such a great video.
Maybe that's right. They got to know me right there. No, I had a meet and greet for an arts commission that I am part of. Hamilton Township has rejuvenated or reinstated and revitalized their arts commission. So we had a meet and greet to meet those on the commission, and we were listening to the people, suggestions of what they would like to see arts-wise in the township.
Mhm.
And the mayor of Hamilton Township came in, and and I know her a little bit from years ago before she was a politician, and I said, she's like, wow, she said, this is really cool. I'm so glad that you guys are doing this. And I said, yeah. And she said, is there? She said, there's really nowhere in our township to do this other than here, is there? To hang artwork and things. I said, no, there are no venues for anything. I said, people keep building houses, people keep putting up strip malls. Somewhere in there should be included a township arts center. I said, man, I'm a musician. There's nowhere for us to go play original music. I said, you got the same 20 bands trying to play in the same 6 bars, and they're all cover bands, and there's nowhere to hear original music in this township anymore. Ever since Teddy Z died at Cedar Gardens and they ripped the pub out and sold it to Buy Right Liquors, now they got a pretty big liquor store, which is okay too. I was just there the other night.
Discounts. No?
That's it. I pull up, they're like, right this way, Mr. Cole. But they
have the Danny Coleman section.
Yes, the wing. It's where all it's where all the Jemison is. Same aisle as the Jack Daniels.
It's the Irish whiskey section.
That's it. Correct. It says Irish on Gravity. But it's the truth. The venues aren't like people in Asbury Park really don't realize how lucky they are.
Yes.
New York City, even Philly. Some of this, there's just even around here, some of the coffee houses. There's 2 venues in Trenton that cater to original music. One's mostly punk and hardcore, and the other one's mostly thrash and hardcore so, and punk. Yeah. So, but if let's put it this way, if you showed up there, they'd probably throw you out, because you don't fit that genre. Although they'd politely applaud one or the other.
No, I can do that, but
Right, yeah, correct. But even the coffee houses don't really. There's a handful of coffee houses, and they really don't have. They got some open mics.
Mhm.
And there's nowhere to go to push your original music. Really. So what do you do if you're an artist and you have nowhere to perform?
Well, you just have to find it where you can find it. I mean, going into, well, for me, for one, I've always done, even when I do cover sets, I've always done originals in that. I always do. I don't necessarily announce it as such. I just play the song.
That's all.
And if people follow along or like the song, good. But I don't necessarily make a big deal out of it. I'll just say I'm going to play such and such, and I play it.
Well, you'd be like our friend Joe Sarasano,
Yeah.
who wanted to play his original music, and the club owners are like, "No,
Yeah.
no, we need these
Yeah.
people dancing."
Yeah.
So he'd go out there and play one of his original tunes, and he'd be like, "This is a new one off the forthcoming Bob Seger album." and he would eventually he said the club owners caught on.
I was part of the reason I had Pathway. I mean, we didn't gig that much. I mean, most of our gigs were at the Stone Pony, lucky us, but it was purely for that reason. Because you have places where if you have a band and you're a solid enough band, you can play your own stuff. Right. So that took care of that.
In your area, yeah, everything I would say probably from Freehold up, actually.
Yeah, there's not too much for that in Freehold.
No,
There aren't that many venues in Freehold, period. But there's enough places around. But if you that's what you have to do. If original music is your thing, you've got to do your homework. You got to find the venues. You got to make sure you're playing the gigs. You have to, make sure that you have your music up somewhere where people can find it. It's just you have to do more work. That's
And
all.
then you got to cut through the white noise so that it stands out more so from the others.
and if you want to try and make sure that you get paid once in a while, which is a nice thing too. And you have to get to know people.
Yeah,
which counts for a whole lot.
Yes, it does.
It never hurts to know people in the right places.
This is true.
It took me a long time to be comfortable with that.
Why so? You're a likable guy.
No, it was just the idea that I didn't want to, some of that whatever misplaced pride. Oh, I'll do it on the quality of what I'm doing, which there's a lot of quality out there. So it's nice to know some people so that you can get a gig that you like once in a while. So I got over it.
I got over myself. Well, let's do some more music. We got about 15 minutes or so left. 609-241-7103. If you want to give us a call here tonight, talk to Billy J. Brown. What you going to do?
This is called I'll Be Waiting, and this isn't on any record. It'll probably be on the next one, whenever that is. But it's something that I came across when I was trying to finalize the album that's coming out. I was trying to finalize it, and I came across this and really missed playing it. So
for the record, there is no record.
There will be a record.
No, this is not on it.
No, this is not on it.
So, so take that.
It's fun anyway.
There you go. Billy J. Brown.
I'll be waiting. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the moment, Joe, at a distance, won't let someone invade your space. Don't mind me if you're that conflicted. I'll just be here if that's the case. We won't let you down. I'll stick around. I'll be waiting for you. I have no doubt for what we're about. I'll be waiting for you. I'd be scared if I couldn't trust. Know your heart is sitting in the right place. Know our past can creep into our present. Those bad memories must be erased. Won't let you down. I'll be around. I'll be waiting for you. I have no doubt of what we're about. I'll be waiting for you. And when I pass the test you give me, and when your fears have been put down, when tension fades away and passion takes its place, you do that certain something that brings me back to where all love is found. And I'll be waiting. Yes, I'll be waiting. Yes, I'll be waiting. Yes, I'll be waiting for you.
Billy Brown here on Rock On Radio, live and in studio. All
Thank
right,
you.
Billy. So when do we expect this disc out? I know you said you had some computer
In
glitches.
about 5 weeks.
Okay.
About 5 weeks. It'll be out by Christmas, before Christmas, but
So it's a
It'll be
stocking
out.
stuff.
yes, it'll be a stocking stuff.
Okay, Amy. You
Yes.
gotta hope you're ready. You're gonna get that in your stocking.
Yes, absolutely.
The Billy Brown, what's it called again? Something playlists?
Playlist, Momentary Obsessions.
There you go. Momentary Obsessions. Right? 1,000 things
Come
going through
and
my
go.
head right now. This is true. Very true. So once you get this all done, well, do you have any gigs anywhere?
No, I don't actually have anything
Nothing
scheduled.
coming up? All right, what's your social
Mm.
media? How do we find you?
Billy J. Brown Music on Facebook. You can always look at my Facebook page, my actual Facebook page. I have a YouTube channel that I'm about to reopen up because I haven't had it
Nice.
open in a couple of years, but it's got tons of stuff on it. It's got my first Rock on Radio. All the clips are on it from there.
Nice.
Because I don't know if you remember,
My hair
I
was
had,
brown then.
I had Cindy come in and film.
Yes, that's right.
So the whole thing's on videotape or whatever it is.
Gosh.
And so I have
Your
that
hair
whole
is
thing
brown?
and a bunch of other stuff that I've done over the years. And being that nobody's seen it, it'll be great to have it all up. and out there. So
Fantastic. See? Yes, it's
just
we-
remember the J, Billy J. Brown, and then you won't miss me.
there you go.
Everything's out on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
So you can go there.
Since the last time you were here, I've got a website now myself, which is dcror.com. We're here
Mm-hmm.
instead of there. Where did I
Mhm.
say? Where were you last time?
You were in the school in,
The Dwyer Center in Groveville.
I don't think so.
Okay, that's the only school I think we were in, weren't we?
Lenoka
I
Harbor.
don't know.
That was a school, though. Yeah, that was a school. Then it must have been there. Maybe I didn't realize that's where
in
it
Hamilton,
was.
Hamilton Township.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's where we were. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, it's been that long.
Yeah, it's been that long.
See,
And who was the sound guy, camera guy?
Joe, pal.
No, I got his card right on my thing at home. Ruben?
Oh, Ruben from Hamilton Radio.
Yeah, Ruben. from
Yeah.
Hamilton
That would have been the
Radio.
Dwyer
Yeah.
Center. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruben's a filmmaker. He does
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hamilton Radio's
They're the
over.
best.
They're over in Robbinsville now. And I was just there a few months back for Jerry Petito's show. I was a guest on her program. So what was that? April, May? How long ago was that? That was a
That
while.
was a while ago. Yeah.
Time flies
It absolutely does. Oh my God, does it?
too
It
fast.
really does.
You ever look back and say, I should have done this different?
I try not to do that. More like let go and let God, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Because number one, it's already gone. But
Yeah, can't change it.
you know, do you think about? You can't help but think about it. You're human. You look back at something, but you know, in the altogether, I just try to make sure that going forward, I do something that hopefully will make up for that or include that, or you know, because
Right.
you got the experience out of it. If you got nothing else, you got the experience.
This
So
is
take
true.
the experience, whatever it was, and put it into the next thing. Apply that knowledge to wherever you're going. And then that way, at least you've included it.
Yeah,
You may not have gotten it the first time, but you got the experience. You know what not to do, I guess.
you would think. You would think.
You would think.
So, looking back over your career as a musician, is there anything you could truly call a highlight?
Oh, there are quite a few. Because I've done a lot of different things, you know, along the way. One of my favorites happened a couple of years ago. Shout out to my good friend Guy Daniel at City Lights. I've done a lot of work there over the years, and I had the distinct pleasure of spending time and making a record with a gentleman who was the first million-selling record in music history, Lloyd Price.
Oh, no kidding.
And I did his last record. As a matter of fact, they're going to do a stage play. It's in production now, based on his life. And it was just amazing to meet him and work with him, and then to listen to his stories.
How'd you get involved with him?
Through City Lights. He's
Okay.
good friends with the people over there, and
Where are they located?
in Farmingdale, right on Route 33.
Okay.
Yep, just off the circle, the Collingwood Circle. It's the recording studio that people don't realize is there. It's been there for 30 years now.
Is
Guy's been there.
that's not in? What's in the front? Is this one around the back? I'm trying to think.
No,
of
no,
names.
it's in the front.
Okay. Right there out
standalone,
front?
Yeah.
All right.
mhm.
Because I went to one up off of Route 9 one time. I laid down some tracks and
Yeah.
where the heck is this place? There's a t-shirt place. There's a candy shop. I'm like, where the heck is this place? And the parents was around the back of the.
Oh, is that the jam room?
Yes,
Oh, I
the
was just
jam
there
room.
today. I was
Ah,
just there today working on a video.
oh, no kidding.
Shout out Arnie and Chris.
Yeah, the jam room. I was like,
Yeah,
that's what it was
I'm
called.
working with an artist on a project.
I
and
couldn't
we shot
find
a-
it.
Shot a video there today. Yeah, once you know it, it's easy. You just
Yeah.
know. Go around
I
the
want
back.
you to go around the back.
Don't
Yeah.
stop
And
till
then
you
yeah,
get
but
to
then
the
it's
door.
like door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3.
It's great.
There's no parking back there. Thank God I had a truck because the road is dirt. Like the front is paved, the back is dirt.
They got plenty of parking there now.
Do they now?
Yes, they do.
Okay, it was probably about
Great
two,
guys.
2
Great-
years
great facility.
since I've been there.
Yeah.
Well, we got about 4 minutes. Do you have like a 3-minute tune?
Yeah. I
All right.
want to do this one.
Go ahead.
This is from the new record too, and this is one I dug up at the last minute, and I'm so happy that I did. It's a long story. I won't tell it now because we only got 3 minutes. But it's about life experience, you know. And the story of the song is about a love affair, but it's just it's called So They Say, and it's just about going through things, and hopefully you come out the other side, you know. Somehow your spirit endures and you come back from wherever it was. So they say. When you wake, there's a new kind of feeling. Never thought you'd be alone. Mind is open, your senses are reeling, 'cause the one you love is gone. How do you deal with the hurt and the demons that wanna fill your empty world? Hear the voice that's inside your head screaming, you'll be alright if you forget that girl. You'll go through changes for sure. You'll get lost along the way. Somehow your spirit endures, and you'll come back, so they say. Couldn't see that the tables were turning. All you made was one mistake. One too many, the dreams unfulfilled, and you see your heart begin to break. Bend over backwards to pick up the pieces, then you let them drop again. Now you're left with a heart that's bleeding. Never thought that you could feel such pain. You'll go through changes for sure. You'll get lost along the way. Somehow your spirit endures, and you'll come back, so they say. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll go through changes for sure. You'll get lost along the way. Somehow your spirit endures, and you'll come back, so they say. The phone rings and you answer with anger. Don't need any more bad news. But there's that voice sounding strange, not a stranger. Says I miss you and I got the blues. You thank the Lord that she knows that you love her, and you cherish one more chance. Pull her close, let her know, rediscover what it is to hold love in your hands. You'll go through changes for sure. You'll get lost along the way. Somehow your spirit endures, and you'll come back, so they say. So they say, yeah, 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 yeah. Mm-hmm. go through changes for sure. You'll get lost along the way. Somehow your spirit endures, and you'll come back, so they say.
Billy J. Brown here on Rock On Radio. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Who do we have next week? We don't know, huh? Okay. We do know. I just don't have it in front of me.
Successful failure.
Oh, the Successful Failures are coming back in. Mick Chorba and the boys. All right, till next week. Rock on!